Aries, welcome back for your twin flame reading. Those of you who are new, a big warm welcome, and the rest of you, hello tribe. Now, if you are needing a booking, you can go to the link directly below. Also, quick short note, as of January 2019, there is a new channel that I'm launching, and the information is directly below, but there will be more information, you know, especially for those of you who have subscribed when everything is flowing, and if I do in fact open it early. There will be an update mid-month connected to your twin flame journey, as well as if you want to join the tribe. I do have live sessions, so any downloads I get psychically speaking, I tend to give the group as soon as I do. And being that I'm in Australia, I tend to be able to pick up on the frequency sometimes weeks, sometimes days before everyone else, so that we're prepared and we can keep grounded. The energy that's coming through, be mindful that being in retrograde and even the aspect of the shadow side of it, this week moving to the 16th can be a problematic time frame. That can be in our communication styles, directly connected to our path and how we feel we're going to apply ourselves to the given 3D situation. Some may have karmic energies around them, and that can be our job, children, physical karmic partners, soulmate energies as well. So many of you, if you have been waiting for the dynamic to resolve itself, a lot of the resolving at a 3D level needs to happen with self to come into that whole state, so you're prepared for the next stage of your twin flame journey. And again, union comes from self first, then you're actually prepared. And when we look at that, sometimes we can be in our ego saying, you know, no, this is a romance. Yes, but think of it from this perspective. If you're safe and grounded and have healthy boundaries and you have the tools and able to handle the twin connection, you're going to have more success. So when we say, no, it's not and it's supposed to look a certain way, we're actually setting ourselves up for failure. So it is essential that we know how to directly deal with the poor communication style and the blocks and the triggers and the mirror effect within the connection. The first card that's coming up for you guys, and I had to do this video 3 times. There's been several interruptions. So I'm sort of feeling you guys are having interruptions in your life, Aries. Now, you are wanting to make a judgment, and judgment came up in my mind, although it is the 2 of Swords. But I feel it's more from a psychic point of view. What I'm getting is you feel a bit blind as to what you're going to do, how you're going to directly deal with the situation. You're trying to make it fair, especially with your twin, okay? So be it your masculine or feminine, you are trying to make a very fair, just decision in which way and how to directly move forward. If you're out of communication, or the person, your twin or you personally, is acting in a sort of Bali's way, it's because you're trying to really grab the energy. It could be you're in hermit mode and really being quite reflective as to what is going on with the whole given situation. You're wanting it to be balanced, and I do feel this is connected to the Libra retrograde, that transformations are happening. That was a mouthful. Okay, they're really confused at the moment. So those of you who are Aries, there is an aspect of confusion. There you go. I'm removing. It's been one of those days. Must be the story of our life, right? Okay, forgive me. Now, there is an aspect of confusion. There's an aspect to the point where you know what you want, you can't put your finger on it. And it's funny because a lot of the readings I did in the previous aspect of things, it's like there's not really a given 3D reason why, but many of us are kept apart. The reason being is some sense of transformation happen internally, and then the external comes about. Okay, Aries, you're being very cautious as to how you're looking at it, how you're applying it. I'm not, in a way, it is a wall. It's a wall. It's a way in which you're handling something because of this. Now, it could be the trigger point connected to the Venus retrograde, that you're not feeling quite yourself. It can be trigger points of fatigue, anger, exhaustion, ascension. You're wanting justice, but you feel sort of blind. It's a feeling you're getting. It's an intuitive feeling, I'm being told. Okay. You're being really cautious, and again, I do see financial aspects going on. Now, there's something hidden. So if you are a feminine, cross-watching, watching for Aries, very much the frequency coming through with your twin is there's something going on behind the scenes connected to the financial domain. Now, when I have been looking at the forward energy of Aries, a lot of them are transforming in a sense of really doing this, but more in the scales. Aries tend to like to pour themselves into their work, and that's how they meditate. That's how they directly deal with the external. A lot of the paradigms in connections are being broken down, and it is happening within the twin connections. Therefore, if that's their natural organic nature, what is happening is, again, we can look at it as a band-aid of a reason why we're doing something, that their status in their mindset is directly connected in an egoic state, connected to finance. But at an emotional, spiritual level, many will question their work. Many will question whether that frequency and the amount they have to give is even worth their spiritual energy. And it is part of the awakening, you know. Many feminines go through that transformation where they say, you know what, this purely is not worth the energy that I'm putting into it if I'm not spiritually passionate about it. But they're getting into a balance with this situation so they can handle moving forward. And, you know, if you're feminine, it is a similar energy that, you know, you could be looking at it like, gosh, am I grounded? You know, if something comes in at left field, am I protected? Is it going to be fine? There is very much that frequency of finance being quite of an importance to you at the moment. But you are picking up the pieces. You do have the strength, and there is going to be movement forward. There's delays, but, you know, try and keep your health balanced with this. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You know, yes, there's exhaustion. Yes, you might be going through your Kundalini awakening. But again, I do see forward movement. You are going to have the power at the end of it moving forward, and you have more power in your hands than you actually think. But with the Venus retrograde, how we're feeling may be that we don't have as much push or pull that we felt that was perhaps possible. So there is the ego directly being impacted and our frequency directly being impacted. Through this transformation moving to the 16th, clarity is going to come, okay? They're going to be more ready to communicate in a correct manner. So we need to be patient for this transformation to come through on masculine or feminine side. Now, when it comes to the energies, I do have counterpart energy. Now, remember, the energies can swap, especially when we're coming into duality. If, in fact, the counterpart is a feminine, there's a tower moment coming, but it might be a realization of something going on. Now, it may be something you hear from your counterpart of what's going on with them that causes this emotional upheaval. The actual feeling of knowing that life is going to change. And again, the tower doesn't have to be a bad card, but with every breakdown is a new beginning, and it's an ability to actually build something in a correct format. This could be what's really crowning your energy or what you're fearing, or it could be something that physically at a 3D level happened and you're still in that frequency. And that's why with the retrograde, it's helping you actually purge that, that fear-based frequency to move you forward. You also have come to a point where you're getting triggered. Some of you might be feeling a little bit jealous or insecure within the connection, or concerned that perhaps there's another person and you don't know about it. Just mind-boggling energy of real confusion. It can also be where you're looking at other people and thinking, gee, you know, this energy and this journey has really taken a toll. Would it be simpler if I picked a simpler path? And many people are getting to that point where, especially with the YouTube tribe, you know, the collectives discussing twin flames, is perhaps pick a different path. Now, 2012 is very interesting. There's no frequencies really coming through for new energy. It's very much working on the current people who you've previously had connections with and stabilizing them. So any tower moments we've had this year, and especially at a spiritual level, it is very much us doing the work on ourselves and gearing ourselves in a correct manner. So we're moving towards what is going to be correct for us so that we can have real deep connections and fix what needs fixing, if it can be. Again, your frequency is doing a similar thing. It might be that you are thinking at the aspect that your twin is very focused on finances, or that you're concerned about the aspect of finances and really pouring your energy into work to keep yourself sane during the process. But you're also not allowing anyone at a financial level or a spiritual, loving, emotional level to manipulate you. You're seeing through the crap. You're really seeing through what is real and what isn't. Advice for you is keep grounded till the 16th. Now, the energy between you. You might be really, again, justice. It can be that you hear that they're dealing with a contract. Again, any contracts you need to sign, I'm not a legal rep, but from astrology it states try and do it prior to the 16th or after that fact, because we've got Venus going direct and Mercury, I believe, going retrograde. Now, not the best time for medical procedures deemed by astrology. That's because accidents can happen. So more from a frequency point of view, it can be where we're a little bit exhausted, not thinking clearly or correctly, in a rush. So doing that is very much going to cause confusion, anger, and trigger points, and that can be where the Tower moment comes. So if you're doing anything like driving, pay attention, be mindful during that time, either side and during that day. Try and keep as grounded as possible, and that for you, if you're a feminine or a masculine, whoever you are, counterpart, cross-watching, keep grounded during this transit. Because between you, it can be that there is, maybe a situation at a financial level that isn't going quite according to plan. And that can be happening in both of your lives, especially when you're really mirroring each other. Problematic contracts and really having to go backwards and sign over old documents and really key point the fine print. Again, there can be a family-related dynamic between you where both of you are directly thinking on or meditating upon a family member. This can be kin, it can be children, or it could be your biological mother or father frequency coming up. Now, again, a lot of our purging is directly connected to childhood on top of the extra that's put on top of it. But this is going to come up this week. Both of you are even questioning whether, after all the turmoil, you want a direct commitment. And again, this is a temporary frequency. It is due to the fact that we are in retrograde, and this is the yucky part of the retrograde. This is where we're all in our fair egoic energy going, oh my God, what are we going to do? How do I transmute this? I'm going to pull a clarifier. Again, finances keeps coming up. So it might be that you guys are so frustrated because both of you are getting pulled in two directions and you're thinking, hey, I'm busting my butt in my career. My twin is doing the same thing. We never have time to communicate. It can be something at a very financial level where both of you are working extremely hard on that and you just don't understand why the connection's not getting off the ground. A lot of us have been separated to actually directly deal with career-related energies or getting our foundations correct so we're safe and so we can transmute into the people that we were meant to be. With the Aries twin, they're worried about losses, okay? So they are dealing with financial related matters. And again, it can be an abundant related matter. Something that they learned at childhood with their family made them feel that if they didn't have that, they were less, okay? So they're dealing with that frequency at a very 3D level and an internal level. For you, again, even within the image, it feels like justice to me. But you do have hope in the connection, and as long as you don't drop into your ego and get triggered by what's going on right now, it's going to help you make it through, especially for counterpart, being that their advice is to keep grounded, okay? This is not over. If you're wondering, is the connection over? No, it never really is. It's ongoing, but you're not going to have a judgment yet. There's a delay in the judgment due to some 3D situations going through. And again, I'll do an update on the 16th and we'll check back in with the frequency. Again, frequencies and energies can change in a day. That's why I do the live sessions. That's why if you're on the channel, you get them as soon as they're there. It literally does move that quick. So many of us in the first wave are moving through to that frequency where there's going to be communication, there's going to be movement. So you need to follow and gauge your energy of where you're at and what's going on. Now, in their 3D earthbound energy, what is grounding them? What is helping them get through and what is helping them gain realizations is separation. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. But it's helping them deal with the knit and grit without any sidetracking energies, which, yes, we can take personal, but it is making them do the 3D work. At a 5D, what's up in the air? What are their fear-based energies? Okay, any family-related dynamics. And I mentioned this internally connected to the reading. So it can be mother, father, previous partner, previous to you, that betrayed them, and then the direct connection with you of how they want it to move forward. What is going on in their passion domain? Are they doing things that are passionate, or are they doing things out of an egoic state, which is very 3D, 4D energy? Again, they are in fair connected to finances. It is connected to childhood, okay? What mother or father taught them and what they were believing. This is feminine or masculine. However the state was that your family asked you to be, or what you feel society wishes you to be, is really coming up in a frequency this week. Okay, what is making them emotional? Them being stuck. But letting go is making them emotional, because letting go, and this is interesting, one could say, why would you want to hold on to your fear-based frequencies? Because it's what was known. So what was known felt safe, because it's like, well, I know the outcome, I'll feel crap, I may be able to feel sorry for myself, and that's no judgment, it's an example. But it's the aspect of failures one had that they're having a realization of, and both feminines and masculines are going through that frequency. They have been for a few weeks now, especially at a very heavy stage. So it's really that realization of, gee, I have to let go of what didn't succeed. And it wasn't that, truthfully, it was all yes, I wanted that. It was more about them than what the physical thing was that failed. Okay? Update as of the 16th. We'll see if these frequencies have moved. Again, the styles will differ on the new channel as to how I'm going to do the tune-in. I'll talk to you soon. If you're needing a booking, the link is below.